welcome. My name is Gerald Crawford. This is the first of many. I'm preparing a series of questions that I get, that I can answer them online. I wrote a book called What Men Need, and in 2021, and it's online. You'll find it on whatmenneed.co.za. The PDF book there is free to download. But I get questions quite often from women about men. So let's get started. The first question I got was, why do men stop communicating when something goes wrong? So I would like to answer this in a very specific way. Many men are taught from a young age to solve problems internally and to keep it to themselves. Silence that you sometimes get from them doesn't mean they don't care. Sometimes they're just trying to understand their own emotions. And speaking about them is not a solution for them at the time. So, healthy men, over time, are comfortable with their feelings and they will talk about it. Give them time. Give them time. The second question I got from Sue Brown is, why does he say he loves me, but he doesn't show it? Quite a common question I get. So the answer I would like to give to you very specifically. For men, love is more than words. Some men express love through providing, fixing problems, spending time together, physical affection instead of verbal reassurance. However, you'll see that there is kindness, there's respect, there's attention, there's effort. But if these things are lacking, if the kindness is absent, the respect is gone, the affection is no longer there, the effort is gone, then there needs to be a serious conversation in connection with your relationship. The next question I got is, why are men afraid of commitment? Good question. The answer? Not all men are afraid of commitment. I don't think they are afraid of commitment. They are afraid of making the wrong commitment. For them, trust, emotional safety, financial stability, previous heartbreaks, they all play a role. I think it's personal readiness and elements that influenced them in the past will help them to decide how to commit. In a right relationship, you'll often find when they commit completely, without any threat or fear. That's a beautiful thing. The next question I got is, why do men struggle to talk about their relationships, their feelings? They sometimes struggle to. Yes, they do. Many men grew up with the message, be strong, don't cry, man up. As adults, their emotions, their vulnerability is not taught to be expressed. Emotional intelligence is a skill that needs to be learned by men. Ladies, help your man to develop that skill. The next question I would like to address, why do men seem so distant after an argument? Very good question. The answer, some men withdraw because they feel there's some regret of how the argument actually went. Others need some time to calm down and think about it clearly. The goal should not be endless silence. But I believe that we can return to a place, continue the conversation where there's respect and honesty. That's two adults getting along. The next question I got was, why does he need so much alone time? Good question. I thought about this one, and I would like to give an informed answer. Time alone isn't rejection. Men recharge sometimes in isolation. Healthy independence allows a person to return to a relationship with renewed energy. Receive him in that way, if you can. The next question I would like to address: why don't men notice the small little things? Very good question. I get this one quite often. Many men are more focused on solving practical problems. And observing emotional details sometimes they're blind for it. It doesn't mean that they don't care. It doesn't mean that. Awareness can be developed. That deep awareness can be developed through communication. Don't assume anything. Don't assume that anything is obvious. Always two separate individuals with separate thoughts, feelings, and desires. Have those good conversations. The next question: why do some men avoid apologizing? Sure. I think men and women do this one, but it's a question I got from a woman. For some men, apologizing feels admitting a weakness or a failure. Mature men eventually realize that by saying I'm sorry is a sign of strength, a sign of humility, and a great sign of respect for their partner. The next question I got: why does he seem emotionally unavailable? This is a big question. My answer: emotional unavailability has often to do less with a woman than more to do with unresolved pain inside them, unresolved shame and guilt inside them. It's a fear of vulnerability connected to past disappointments. Healing usually comes through deep emotional intimacy. Those environments are rare. If you can, help them to be real. The next question I got: why do men sometimes pull away when relationships become serious? Good question. This one I get quite often. A serious relationship often brings deeper responsibility, greater vulnerability. Fear of losing independence is a big thing for a man. Pulling away might reflect uncertainty rather than a lack of love, just uncertainty. Men and women do this. Honest conversation is usually more helpful than allowing assumptions to be on the table. The next question I would like to address: what do men need most in relationships? This is the one I get the most. So, let me answer it. While men and women are different, men need respect the most. They need appreciation, trust, acceptance, emotional peace, affection. But the last thing I would like to add is, if they feel that what they do matters, then it's real. But the most important thing for a man is respect. Respect is love. There's no distinction between the two. Love is respect, and respect is love. The next question I would like to address: can a man truly change? Good question. This applies to men and women, I think. The answer is yes, but only if they want to. Lasting change comes from personal conviction. When they decide to, they do. Most people are like that, actually. No pressure from another person actually helps change happen. No change happens until that person decides to change. Interesting. The next question I got is: why do men stay in unhappy relationships? This applies to men and women, actually. Some men stay because of the children. They stay because of finances. They stay because they don't want to be lonely. They're scared of that. There's some guilt and shame there. There's a comfort zone. And they hope that things will improve. That's another big one. Women sometimes stay for the same reasons, even if the relationship is unhealthy. The next question: what makes men feel deeply loved? Sure, a beautiful question. Many men feel loved when they experience respect, encouragement, genuine admiration, physical affection, quality time, trust, emotional safety. All these things play a role. Feeling accepted for who you are has a profound meaning for a man. Yes, profound. The next question is an interesting one for me. The question is: how do I know when he's losing interest? Look for the consistent patterns, rather than isolated moments, I suggest. If the effort is there, the communication is there, the affection, the curiosity, some steadiness, but when these things disappear, when there's no more effort, no more communication, then I suggest having an honest conversation instead of guessing what's going on. Look for the patterns, the consistency. If the consistency is there, it's a good thing. If the consistency is gone, have the conversation. Thank you again for the questions that you sent me. I'll try my best on a regular basis to answer all of them. Have a nice day. Feel free to visit my website, www.whatmenneed.co.za. Goodbye.